It's March 7th, 2026. We're 66 days into the year. How many of your financial resolutions are still alive? Statistically, most of them died in January. That's not a judgment, that's reality. But here's the thing, March is actually the perfect time to reset. The noise of January is gone. The pressure of New Year, New You has faded. And you can finally think clearly about what's actually working and what's quietly destroying your wealth. Today, I'm not giving you a budget spreadsheet. I'm not telling you to give up coffee. I'm giving you 8 shifts, 4 things to stop doing, and 4 things to start doing that will change your financial trajectory for the rest of 2026. And I am going to tell you exactly why each one matters, backed by people who actually study this for a living. Let's go. Before we dive in, I want you to do something. Drop one word in the comments. Just one word that describes where you're at right now. Struggling, posting, surviving, thriving, confused, whatever it is. One word. I want to see where this room is at. Because this video is for you, not some hypothetical person. Here is the truth they don't tell you. Most financial advice is written for people who are already good with money. It's useless for the rest of us. Today, we're talking about real habits. The ones that actually move the needle. Backed by research, not Instagram quotes. Let's start with what you need to stop. Number 1. Stop setting goals without building systems. Dr. Brittany Greene, head of community at Self Financial, put it perfectly. Goals are easy to write down, but habits are what make them real. Here's the problem. Goals give you a dopamine hit the moment you write them down. Your brain feels like you've already accomplished something. Then life gets busy and the goal sits there. What actually works? Systems. Instead of saying, I'll save $10,000 this year, build a system. Track your spending every Thursday with a playlist you love. Sit at a coffee shop. Make it a date with yourself. Consistency, not intensity, creates progress. Greene says, when you repeat small habits over time, you strengthen your financial muscle. So stop writing goals you'll abandon by February. Build systems that run on autopilot. That's how wealth actually happens. Number 2. Stop spending first and saving whatever's left. CA Nitin Kaushik, a financial expert, warns that this is the number one mistake people make. He says, most people don't fail because of low income, they fail because they spend before they save. Think about your own paycheck. What happens when it hits your account? For most people, it goes to bills, then spending, and whatever is left at the end of the month, if anything, gets called savings. But Kaushik says discipline alone cannot replace the order of money. The shift is simple but powerful. Pay yourself first, before rent, before the coffee shop, before anything. Take 10% or even 5% the moment the money hits. Move it to a separate account. Pretend it doesn't exist. Because Kaushik is right, delayed saving often never happens. If it's not automatic, it's optional. And optional rarely gets done. Number 3. Stop obsessing over pennies while ignoring pounds. Kaushik calls this the trap of feeling smart. You save $5 with a coupon, you feel like a genius. But you're carrying credit card debt at 24% interest. You're losing hundreds every month. He says, true long-term wealth comes from improving earning capacity, not from optimizing grocery bills. I'm not saying ignore your spending. But if you're spending 2 hours to save 8 on paper towels while ignoring that you could negotiate a raise, learn a new skill, or start a side income, you're optimizing the wrong thing. Morningstar's Christine Benz calls this the optimizing mindset. Some people love the nitty-gritty details of financial planning, but for most of us, good enough is, well, good enough. Focus your energy where it actually moves the needle. Number 4. Stop letting motivation run your finances. Kaushik says, motivation alone is unreliable. Some days, enthusiasm for managing money is high. Most days it isn't. This is the secret that actually wealthy people understand. They don't rely on willpower, they rely on systems. Kaushik's advice, systems matter more than feelings. Automated savings, standing investments, and default financial habits help maintain progress even on the hardest days. Derek Russell Munchow, a CFP at Augustus Wealth, agrees, the number one habit in 2026 is to automatically convert earned income into assets, where investing becomes a system instead of a decision. Stop letting your mood decide whether you save this month. Automate it. Remove yourself from the equation entirely. That's how you win. Number 1. Start asking yourself one simple question before every major purchase. Can I afford this twice? This comes from CA Nitin Kaushik, and it's brilliant. He says, if something cannot be afforded twice, it is already a liability. Buying an item that wipes out savings or requires long EMIs creates an illusion of ownership while losing control the moment the purchase is made. Think about it. If you have $2,000 in savings and you spend $2,000 on a new phone or a TV, you now have zero savings. You own the thing, but you're vulnerable. If you have $4,000 and spend $2,000, you still have a cushion. You own the thing and you have security. This one rule will save you from more bad financial decisions than any budget ever will. Number 2, start doing a 90-minute financial check-in every 90 days. Brian Gum of Lighthouse Planning champions this. He says, allot 20 minutes every 90 days to ask yourself 3 questions. Question 1, what did my money make easier this quarter? Question 2, what did it make harder or more stressful? Question 3, if nothing changed, would I feel good about where my money is going a year from now? Then, make one intentional change. Just one. Pay off one small debt. Cancel one subscription. Increase your $401,000 by 1%. That's for positive shifts before 2027. That's how you build momentum without burning out. Number 3, start focusing on income, not just expenses. Kaushik says, relying on a single income may feel safe until life throws unexpected challenges, job changes, industry slowdowns, or health issues can disrupt plans. Notice he didn't say quit your job and start a business. He said multiple income streams. Could be a side gig, could be dividend stocks, could be renting out a room, could be freelancing. Multiple income streams don't make life flashy but provide calm and security, protecting both financial stability and peace of mind. The goal isn't to get rich quick, it's to build a floor that can't collapse if one thing breaks. Number 4, start treating time like the expensive asset it actually is. Kaushik says, time is the most expensive asset many people misuse. Unlike money, which can be earned back, wasted time quietly disappears forever. You can always make more money. You cannot make more time. If you're spending 10 hours a week to save $50 on groceries, but you could spend those 10 hours learning a skill that gets you a $5,000 raise, that's a time math problem. Kaushik says, protecting time is as much a financial decision as budgeting, saving, or investing. Start asking, is this how I want to spend my limited time on this planet? If the answer is no, stop doing it, even if it saves money. Because what's the point of being rich if you're too exhausted to enjoy it? Let me recap the 8 shifts that will change your 2026. Stop doing these 4 things. 1. Stop setting goals without building systems. 2. Stop spending before saving. 3. Stop chasing pennies while ignoring pounds. 4. Stop letting motivation dictate your actions. Start doing these 4 things. 1. Start asking, can I afford this twice? 2. Start the 90-minute quarterly check-in. 3. Start building multiple income streams. 4. Start respecting time as your most expensive asset. Now I need you. 3 questions. Drop your answers in the comments right now. 1. One word, where are you financially right now? 2. Which of these 8 shifts hit you hardest? 183. What's one thing you're changing starting today? I'm reading every single comment. This isn't a monologue, it's a conversation. Let's build this year together. Follow the daily ledger. Hit that like button if this hit home. And share this with someone who needs to hear it but won't admit it. See you in the comments.